Oh no, it seems that I've crashed into a planet. Oh, I'm gonna go outside and have a look at what's around. I'm a predator boy.
Oh, who's that over there?
What was that? I think I heard something off in the trees.
Oh, that sounds like a nice person. I'm gonna make friends.
Oh my god! You are one ugly motherfucker.
Oi, that's a bit rude.
Wow.
What?
Why do you sound like Yogi Bear?
I don't really know. Now I'm starting to sound a little bit like a beetle as well. Got a little bit of a British voice as well.
Yeah, I was starting to notice that as well, actually.
I'm going to make friends with you, and in our society, the way we make friends is we try and murder each other. What do you say to that?
Well, I'd say that's a pretty bad way of making friends, but also it's unsurprising because you look like you're all chopped up and fucked.
Oh, I'm gonna go hide in a tree.
See you later, Yogi Bear.
my cloak's not working, but I'm hiding in a tree.
The best thing about this is that this is going to bring in people because people are like, oh, this is the Predator. And the first thing they're going to hear is that.
Hello, it's me, Mr. Predator.
This is where we go into an hour and a half review of Yogi Bear, the series.
Yes. Well, anyway, hello and welcome to Oldie but a Goodie.
It's the podcast. I was going to do it, but it's actually it's not the most fun voice to do. Actually, but anyway, yeah, podcast. We watch movies 1987. Order they came out in. It's June at some point, halfway through. This movie came out then in 87. My name is
Sandro. And your name is Zach. And that's a different voice to what I was doing before.
And it is a slightly different voice.
It's a tradition, right, that every year we must review 2 Arnie films. And this is Arnie film number 1.
That it is.
And, terrible movie. I don't know why anyone remembers this movie or why people think it's good. I've never heard of it before. Predator? It's a weird plot. Doesn't make any sense. What's the aliens and shooties?
Yeah. It was a bit weird. We had this, random middle-aged man going around, and then, he gets arrested, and it's a bit weird.
Yeah, what's up with all the weird one-liners? I've never heard any of them before. Trying to make them be classics. Get to the chop. What a dumb line, trying to make that a classic line.
And now that we've pissed off all the fanboys and they've left to write in our comments, The Predator!
Yay!
It's a great movie! Yeah! We love this movie.
Best movies of years.
Oh my goodness, this movie was so good.
Oh.
Compared to all the trash we did. I want to retrospectively make every movie we've watched so far an oldie.
Ooh, not Raising Arizona.
Oh yeah, Raising Arizona gets a pass. But the rest of them, oldies, garbage, trash. And this movie, the only goodie of this year. Until we get to RoboCop.
To be fair, this has been a pretty terrible year.
There have not been many good films.
No.
But yeah, this film was awesome.
Great movie. The whole time, I think it was exactly an hour into it. I was like, wow, this film's just starting. Oh, it's so good. I'm going to quickly pause it. I've only been watching it for 20 minutes, but I'm just going to quickly pause it, go grab myself a glass of water. And I paused it and I was like, oh, I'm already an hour into the movie. Where'd all the time go? It's so fast.
Time go. Yeah.
So fast.
Unlike the movie before where I crawled through that one.
Harry and the Hendersons?
Yep.
Yeah, that was long.
Yeah, that one felt like I aged a century by the time I had hit the end. Whereas this one, I felt like I could probably watch it again after just seeing it.
Exactly.
It was that good.
We'll do a synopsis review, but the thing is, the plot for this movie is incredibly minimal.
Yeah.
And not important. So if you haven't seen Predator, just go watch it.
There is a bit of a plot. I like the twist, where it's like, hey, they were sent in to get spoilers, by the way. Spoilers for everything we do. They go in to rescue a diplomat or something, and it turns out, nope, that was a complete lie.
All
They're actually
CIA
there
lie.
to stop an invasion.
I liked all of the lore that came after this movie as well, like that fan theory that this is just a tiny baby predator that's like training.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
gets sent here to train on these people. That's why it's not very good.
Yeah.
At what it does. Or just stuff like that.
I've read comics actually.
Mm.
They've made a comic series of this, and it's very cool because that's what it is. It's like a teenage predator that's been sent to like do its coming of age.
Yeah.
Because they do that by doing a grand hunt, and the most deadly creatures in the nearby universe to hunt are these human creatures.
Yes. Well, the most deadly are the xenomorphs, but they haven't run into them yet.
Yeah, they're correct.
That's a bit later on.
I think in the comics they actually think humans are more dangerous than the xenomorphs.
It's probably because humans are always creating the dumb xenomorphs.
Yeah, exactly.
Putting their fat heads over the eggs.
Correct, exactly. They're like they are intelligent. They are so smart and crafty. That is their thing.
Yes.
And then a scientist goes and places his open mouth over an egg. Just
Oh no!
Oh no! How did this happen?
How am I? Oh, I've got an egg on my face. Whoopsie!
I just wanted to taste the atmosphere. That's why I immediately took off my helmet.
I'm a scientist. I take off my atmosphere and I put my head over eggs.
Yep.
That's my job.
Hey, look at the snake thing. Looking sexy. Let me get close to this thing.
Oh yeah, that was a dumb moment. I like that recent Alien movie, but also very dumb. Very dumb movie.
Classic Alien. But back to Predator. Maybe we should compare these movies, the Alien movie versus the Predator. I don't know what you'd call that.
Oh, we should do some sort of Alien Squad team up movie.
Yeah. You get the. I think we should call it Predator versus Alien.
Predator versus Alien, and if we do a sequel, we'll call it Predator versus Alien Apocalypse.
Yeah. Yep. And the sequel will be garbage.
It will be terrible.
Yeah.
Even worse than the first one, and like you can't even see the first one. It's all set in a weird pyramid at night. No one knows what's going on. Have I actually seen that movie? I actually don't know if I've ever seen Alien versus Predator.
Funnily enough, I think I've seen Alien versus Predator, but this is the first time I've actually seen Predator properly.
Whoa.
I've seen half of Predator before.
Yeah.
I saw the second half, but I haven't seen like the first half of it because it was on TV at some point. You know?
Oh yeah.
Classic stuff.
So this was what was this, after Aliens or was this before? It's definitely after the first Alien movie. Yeah, it's 1 year after Aliens. So interesting.
It's funny to me that Alien versus Predator became like a thing.
Well, the comics were good.
Yeah.
The comics were good because they were both run by Dark Horse, just so they were like, oh, have them fight.
Yeah. And then of course that got super popular, and then they made a movie. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, they made a
I'm
movie.
just glad that they're in a connected universe. That's crazy.
Is there a video game?
Oh, there probably is.
Oh dear. Alright, but before we jump into we've already talked a lot about the movie, but before we jump even more into the movies of movie, we've got to mention our Patreon. Patreon.com/Oldie but a Goodie pod. What do we do over there? We review terrible films. If you're like, oh, I sure like them talking about Predator, but I wish they were talking about something bad, like Alien vs. Predator 2, then, oh, Patreon, it's for you. That's why we do garbage like that.
Yep. Just the other week we did, what was it? American Ninja 2, the something. I can't remember what
what was it? Oh, the confrontation. That's right, because everyone's confronting each other in that movie.
Yeah. They have slight arguments throughout the movie till they have a terrible fight scene at the end. And it's great.
I enjoyed that film and the episode. That's up there.
I definitely enjoyed the episode.
Yeah. There's a new episode out on Wednesday, which we recently did a poll, and the winner of that poll by a landslide was that Cyclone movie about the motorcycle. I guess we're doing that on Wednesday.
Nice.
But there's some other fun stuff coming up. We might review Fast and Furious 9. We might review Space Jam 2.
Ooh.
People voted for Police Academy 5, so great.
Oof. Hate that.
I think maybe next month.
I'm gonna have to witness the masterpiece. Does anyone come back for that film?
I think like Hightower's back. That's all that matters.
That's not everyone, although Hightower is one of my favorites.
I don't think Zed's back, so that's a plus.
Well, that's a goddamn blessing. Thank God. Like, I love him, man. Great villain. Best villain of 2. Worst character for the rest of anything else he was doing in those films. My lord.
Oh dear.
Good in small doses. That's what I'll say.
So yeah, if you want to sign up, you can. Up from 2 bonus episodes a month, but it looks like 3 because there's new movies and things, and John Cena's in Fast and Furious, and you know that we're going to be talking about that if we can see it. Have you seen any of those movies?
Fast and the Furious? No, I haven't seen a single Fast and the Furious.
Oh, you should go on a 9, completely blind.
Yeah, I feel like that's the best way.
Oh dear, that will be a lot of fun.
The only thing I know from Fast and Furious is the constant memes.
Yep.
And some of the trailers. And I remember one had a submarine.
Yes.
And one, he did like a triple backflip in a car and then hooked up to a helicopter.
I know I've seen them all, but I cannot remember.
Yeah.
There's some good ones. I like the 5th one. That's a good movie. Anyway, what were my other options this week? Because I picked the movie and I don't regret picking it, obviously.
Your other options were The Believers, Martin Sheen helps the police to investigate a bizarre cult-like murder.
Oh boy, that sure does sound good. Now I'm just your Yogi Bear.
That's fine. I feel like the Predator does talk like Yogi Bear.
Yeah.
That's what they sound like.
Yeah.
$1 million mystery.
That's right.
A chili eater dies, uttering a clue to find 4 million. People then go looking for it. And as we discussed last time, it's called $1 Million Mystery, not $4 Million Mystery. And that's why we didn't do that one.
Yep. I don't like it.
And finally, The Witches of Eastwick. Pop icon, Cher, and friends are visited by Jack Nicholson, who says he'll grant their wishes at the cost.
I was going to watch it because I was like, I like Jack Nicholson, but then I turned it on and I was like, oh, it's 2 hours long.
And deleted.
So I didn't watch it.
Yep.
Well, that's fine. We'll just talk about Predator, because it was released June 12th, and it's directed by John McTiernan. You know his name because he did Die Hard after this. He also did Hunt for Red October, but this is only his second movie, coming after a horror film he did called Nomad, which looks fun.
Okay, yeah, I'd be interested in watching Nomad.
Yeah, same actually. It looks pretty good.
If this is his second movie, this is incredible.
The action is a lot more chaotic and not as polished as Die Hard. You can tell that Die Hard came after this, but it's still very good.
Yeah. Well, Die Hard is like a staple of every Christmas nowadays, you know. Like, Die Hard is iconic. Whereas The Predator is just like The Predator, you know. It's super famous, but it's not like something you watch every Christmas, you know.
No.
So,
no.
I'd put Die Hard above The Predator.
Yeah, maybe.
But The Predator is still better than literally everything we've watched, including... Or I don't know if it's better than Rising Arizona, but it's definitely... Because they're two different genres, so I think that's a bit harder to verse them.
I'd probably rate them the same, sort of like high star.
Well, in our rating system, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean...
yeah. You've
true.
got either an oldie or a goodie. Yeah.
Nothing else. Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, no, he did a good job. It's written by Jim and John Thomas. I love that. Jim and John Thomas.
Jim and John.
They also wrote Predator 2, so they kept on going with the Predator series. And they also wrote the Will Smith thing, steampunk, there's a giant spider movie.
Oh, I love that movie.
Wild Wild West. They wrote that.
Wild Wild West. Hell yeah. I love Wild Wild West.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's terrible, but I love it.
Really bad.
I love Wild Wild West. What do you mean?
1999.
Wild Wild West, he's like a kick-ass cowboy, and then they fight on a giant mech spider. It's awesome.
I know that the podcast 99 from 99 has already done it, and obviously check that podcast out, but we should do 99 at some point. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
So much garbage and good stuff.
We could just call it, we're reviewing these movies better.
Wow. Podcast Wars, back on.
Stop beef. Start beef. We're gonna get those views. We're gonna get those listens. Let's go.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is in this. He's Dutch. Now, again, last year we covered 1984, where we saw him in Conan 2 and The Terminator. In between Terminator and this movie, he had done Commando. He had done Red Sonja. Then he did this. After this, he did less serious action and started getting more into comedy. So after this, he did Twins. After this, he did Kindergarten Cop. And then Terminator 2 came a few years after all that. So this is like the last of Arnie kind of taking himself super seriously as an action hero.
To clarify, his name is Dutch in the movie.
Yes.
If you haven't seen it recently.
That's right.
Because who is going to remember that from the movie?
I don't know any characters' names
Yep.
in this movie.
I know them because I wrote them down. And I went back in my notes and fixed things when I figured out what the name of characters was.
Arnie's good in this. He's really good in this.
Oh yeah, he's great. I think he's really good. I like the he does suppress his accent quite well, I feel. And I feel like he doesn't get enough credit for that, you know. He has this really thick accent, but he does quite well. It's just in the background, you know, and I'm oh man, people really go like I go crazy with the accent sort of thing, but really his accent isn't that bad.
No.
It's just people make a lot of fun of it, and I thought, hey, that's a cool actor.
Yeah.
I like that boy.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. Carl Weathers is also in this as Al Dillon. Carl Weathers, obviously Apollo Creed in the Rocky films, is currently starring and directing The Mandalorian as well.
Oh.
Yeah. He's the guy who's like, Mando, I'm gonna hire you for things and stuff.
Yep. Yeah. And then, spoilers, he doesn't hire him for stuff.
Big spoilers.
Big spoilers. Big spoilers where he doesn't hire him for stuff. I feel like that's skirting around the big spoiler. Anyway.
Bill Duke plays Mac, or as I called him, Razor Dude, because he has a razor at some point.
Yes. I can't remember what I made up names. I know Tobacco was the name I gave one of them.
Oh, yes. The guy that plays Razor Dude, he's also in Commando, and he's in X-Men 3, the bad one. But not the worst one, because we got the last two ones, and they're terrible.
Nice.
So it's no longer the worst X-Men movie. How about that?
Congrats, dude. They made something worse to make your film better.
Jesse Ventura plays Billy Cooper, the minigun guy. Or Tobacco, as you called him.
Oh, I called him Tobacco.
Yeah.
He spat tobacco everywhere.
So he was a professional wrestler.
Classic.
Then he did a couple movies.
Classic.
And now he's a politician?
I mean, that follows pretty much the same arc as Arnold.
It does, doesn't it?
That makes sense. That does make sense. I feel like it's a logical arc at this point.
Yeah.
If I ever want to get into politics, I will first start professional wrestling.
That's right.
And then move on through those ranks. Because I feel like that's a clear path at this point that's been tracked.
When will The Rock get into politics?
Oh, soon.
And John Cena as well. He should get into... Actually, maybe he shouldn't.
Oh, no.
I don't know.
Currently, his politics aren't going too well. So
I forgot about all that.
To stay out of that. Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Shade Black plays Hawkins, also known as the Pussy Joke guy.
I don't know what you mean. I haven't wrote all of it down. You can't prove that.
So he's not even an actor, right? He wrote Lethal Weapon, and he also edited the script for this. I guess he was like, I'll try acting.
Yeah.
Like, maybe a cast member left, and he was like, I'll help.
Yeah, no, his acting seems pretty on point, to be honest.
He's a good actor. But yeah, after this, he was like, I'm just going to stick to behind the scenes. Because he directed Iron Man 3. He directed the Nice Guys, which is a really good film. And he also directed 2018's The Predator.
Yeah.
And finally, Kevin Peter Hall plays the Predator itself. He was Harry in last week's movie. That's where we saw him last. And the voice and vocalizations of the Predator is done by Peter Cullen, who is the voice of Optimus Prime and Eeyore.
A classic. I love that he just has this range of characters. Optimus Prime and Eeyore.
Optimus Prime.
How does Eeyore sound?
Oh dear.
Well, it's pretty similar to my Predator voice from before.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't listened to it in a while. I just know he's depressed.
Hey, so people like this movie, right? Not at the time it was released. Critics were like, boo, bad movie. Arnie can't even act. What is even happening? Alien from space? What? Doesn't make any sense.
Goddamn. This is why we take audience reviews and not critic reviews. That's so dumb.
Yeah.
It's such a good film.
A lot of people hated it when it came out, but I think it might have been like 45%. If Rotten Tomatoes was around back then, it would be like 45, 50%. Now it's 81, because a lot of critics have like retroactively changed their rating. So it's 81, audience score is 87, and then it's like a 7.8 on IMDb, I think. 3 out of 10 on Letterboxd. Pretty good ratings all around.
Yeah. I would rate this an 80%er.
Yeah.
Big old 80%er. I'd also rate Rising Arizona an 80%er. So I'm not sure which is better.
I think Raising was a 90 for me. I don't know.
It was a really good film. That's the problem with trying to compare two films that are different genres as well. I feel like pitting films up against each other when they're different genres, therefore doing different things, it's much easier to compare, and probably a better idea to compare movies that have, similar themes and, like an action movie versus an action movie. Like Die Hard versus Predator. I think Die Hard wins, because I'd put Die Hard as a 90.
Okay.
Whereas I'd put Predator as an 85.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it's winning by like 5%. It's not crazy.
No, they're still really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's even like you can't even compare Predator and Alien, like the first two movies. They're so different.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because Alien is a horror movie. It's not an action... It has action in it, but it's not an action movie, it's a horror movie.
You could probably compare Aliens and Predator, but not the first Alien. Not the first Alien. Anyway, this cost somewhere between $15 and $18 million, so reasonably cheap for what we see.
Yeah. That's still quite a lot in today's money. And, as the second film he made as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot for a second film, but it clearly paid off,
What do you think it made in the US, considering that it is R-rated?
I'm gonna go 40 mil.
Oh.
Yeah, 40 mil.
98.3 million.
98! Okay, it did quite well. Wow, that is... For getting mediocre reviews and being an R-rated film, 98 mil is quite a lot, I would say.
I don't know if that's just off the Arnie thing, or maybe it was word of mouth. I don't know. But either way, I'm glad it did well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Alright. We've been doing taglines all year, and we finally got into a movie that is a script that's nothing but taglines, really, when you think about it. So many one-liners. They couldn't possibly mess the taglines up, could they?
Oh no. Sandro, don't tell me the taglines for Predator is bad.
Well, this is all according to IMDb, but I got heaps of taglines here, and you're gonna pick your favorite.
Alright, let's go. Let's get into it.
The first one's not bad. It's,
If it bleeds, we can kill it. No.
Why did you use that voice? No.
I don't know, it's the voice I usually do for taglines.
Well, the problem is you're quoting Arnold when you say that. And it is an iconic line, so that's a good one.
That is a good one. It's all downhill from here. Second one is,
Nothing like it has ever been on Earth before.
Okay.
yeah, it's fine.
Yep. Yeah, that indicates it's an alien. Mm-hmm. That's alright. That is the point of the movie.
I don't like the third one because it uses the same word twice at the end of two sentences, but whatever.
Oh, no.
It came for the thrill of the hunt. It picked the wrong man to hunt.
I don't like it. It doesn't sound good.
Yeah, no, that one...
They could have done but it picked the wrong prey, or something like that. That would make a great tagline.
Yeah,
it was going actually really well until it ended the sentence with the same thing. No, I definitely feel you. My English teacher would have a field day with that.
Exactly.
He would hunt whoever wrote that down and rip out their spine.
I don't mind the fourth one, which is
Soon the hunt will begin.
that's right.
Okay, yeah, I'm not feeling that one.
Okay.
I'm not feeling that one.
Well, anything's better than the last one, which again,
Oh, no.
this is according to IMDb. This had better be on like a DVD or something, not the actual movie poster.
Yeah.
But the final one is,
In this movie, Arnold will experience every meaning of the word pain.
What? That is something like a reviewer said or something. Like that is something the director said in an interview that someone stuck on the box.
yep.
That is bad. Yeah, okay. It's either the first one because it's an iconic line, but I feel like that's a cop out. So
Yeah, but none of the others are very good.
what's the one with the hunt twice in it?
It came for the thrill of the hunt. It picked the wrong man to hunt.
I'm gonna choose that one
I hate that. Great.
because it's so close to being good.
Alright, we'll jump into plot of Predator. It opens with shots of space, and you're like, oh, space stuff, and there's a ship, and the ship's going crash into the planet.
Yeah. I wrote down, reminded me of Star Wars because there were stars.
Yep.
Yep.
Sure.
Well, that's a trope I actually wanted to put in for very specifically sci-fi movies. Is an opening shot of just space. Alien had it.
Alien does have it.
Predator now has it. It's a trope.
The font is pretty simple white font on the space background, but it's nice looking font. It's sharp. It doesn't look
Yeah.
like an MS Paint sort of look. It's good.
It was a nice font. It was a very elegant but like simple font.
Wasn't the music like da-da
Yeah.
when the font came on?
Yeah. It was. If it was yellow and on an angle, I'd think it was a different movie. Because it would be Star Wars. Yeah.
Arnie's in a helicopter with a bunch of his friends. He's got a big cigarette. I was like, oh, that's a big old cigarette, Arnie.
That's bad for your lungs, Arnie.
Yeah.
You're gonna die at a younger age if you're gonna smoke like that. Can't do that nowadays.
Exactly. Hey, you sound like this. I hate that. That was
Whoa,
a gremlin.
whoa.
Arnie would turn into a gremlin with his accent and smoker voice.
I feel like that was a more appropriate Predator voice, to be honest.
True.
I wrote down from space to an army base. I thought I was
Ooh.
very clever. Because that's where the shots go from. It goes from a space to an army base.
Yeah.
And that was it for my creativity in writing. So we see him land in the chopper.
Where is this set? Do they have a specific... It's on the border, but I don't know if they ever actually say exactly
Yeah,
where
I
it
think
is.
it's supposed to be Mexico.
Central America rainforest.
Yes, generic like they never actually say very specifically, but you can sort of get it through context.
What are they there for? What's the mission? Carl Weathers is like, hey boys, it's time for a briefing. What does he say?
Well, first off, he comes in and is like, what is going on? What is this bullshit? What the hell is going on? And then Dylan's like, shut up, you idiot. And he's like, Dylan, you son of a bitch. And we get that iconic meme of them like arm wrestle shaking.
The arm wrestle shake, arms are bulging, and Arnie's like, haha, oh, Sylvester Stallone couldn't beat you. I could beat you pretty easily. I'm a real action hero, unlike that rhinestone singing
Wow.
cowboy lad.
Wow. I feel like you're paraphrasing here because you're still mad at that movie.
I didn't have to make the Italian stallion to star in movies.
The testosterone alone in this scene made me feel like I could pump some iron. You know?
It's incredibly 80s action hero testosterone.
Absolutely.
Throughout the entire movie, to a point where there are no female characters who do anything. Aside from one, and she's also kind of pointless. So then Apollo Creed's like, alright boys, I've got a mission for you laddies. You see, there's a cabinet minister.
Study old Jimbos.
Cabinet ministers, it was in a helicopter, and the helicopter went to boom over the border. And we're gonna go there, we're gonna see what's going on. Yes.
Side, did you say it went boom?
Yeah, helicopter went to boom.
Sorry, do you mean the chopper went down? Over the border, is that what you're trying to say?
No. Yes. I don't know.
Chopper, go on the boom boom, the pew.
It crashed, and oh yeah, and also there's like gorillas, and we think the not actual gorillas, but like army gorillas. It's spelled differently.
Army. Sorry, yeah, I got very confused.
Yeah. They might have like captured the CIA guy.
I thought this was Planet of the Apes for a second.
Well,
Sorry, my bad.
look. It could be. Is that what you want to pretend? That we're going on a mission? Anything to help you kill people, Arnie?
Anything to convince you, because we're lying to you, to your face. Anyway.
Let's all hop in a helicopter and we'll all make jokes and things as we head off.
What do you mean, Dylan? Why are you coming? What?
I'm coming too. Yay!
Is that your Dylan voice? Yay! I'm coming too. I want to go for the adventure.
I'm coming as well. Yes, sir. It's a dumb episode.
Yep. Yeah, very. So they all hop in a helicopter.
Yep.
And they're flying over. I think we get some exposition about how just before this Dutch, who is Arnie, he explains like they only do rescues.
Yes.
They're not there to murder people.
Yeah, they don't work for the army. They're like mercenaries. He was in Afghanistan, I think is what they say he fought in, something like that.
Yeah, at one point they talk about Afghanistan, that sort of thing.
So yeah, they're all heading off, and they're all heading off. There's jokes aplenty in the helicopter scene. Oh boy.
Oh yes, I've got some. So here's a joke for you, Sandro.
Yep.
I told my girlfriend the other day that I wanted a little pussy. She said, "Yeah, me too. Mine's as big as a house."
Now, this movie's great. This is a very good movie. It's aged well. Even when I was like 12 and I saw this for the first time, I was like, it's a weird joke. What's that doing in this film? I wasn't very critical when I was 12, but these jokes always stood out to me.
No. I'm pretty sure this is the most accurate part of the film. That sounds like a joke a soldier would make to another soldier.
Yes, 100% it is. And, like, the second one that he does where the guys kind of laugh along to it makes complete sense as well. He's like...
It's a great follow-up joke to the first joke.
Yeah.
Because it's like one of those continuous jokes, like the brick joke, you know? Like, it continues on from the first. It was especially good with the other guy just not laughing and stone-faced.
Yeah.
It just made that scene so much better.
It's not funny. I don't know why he's so obsessed with this.
It's definitely jarring, but I don't think it's out of place. I think it's very in place, I would say, is my opinion. It's so in place, it makes other things outside it look un-in place.
Yeah.
Which makes it itself look out of place.
What? Alright,
I think I made perfect sense there.
Mr. Cigar Man, or Mr. Minigun, he's chewing on tobacco and he's like, this stuff will make you a gosh darn sexual Tyrannosaurus.
He calls them a bunch of slack-jawed F word.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So that didn't age well, but yeah. And yeah, this stuff will make you a goddamn sexual Tyrannosaurus.
Sounds like Alex Jones.
Buy my pills before they turn the frogs gay.
They're putting tobacco in the water that turns you into goddamn sexual Tyrannosaurus. And then he's very rude. He spits tobacco on the guy's shoe.
Oh, rude.
That's very rude.
I hope he dies.
Well, I've got good news for you. Whichever character you were referring to there, you'll be happy.
They descend into the jungle. They see the crashed copter up in a tree, and they're like, "Oh boy, that sure is a crash copter."
It's a chopper, not a copter. It's a chopper.
Chopper copter.
Nope, it's a chopper.
A chopper.
It's a chopper. Because you got to get to the chopper.
It's been stripped, and they're like, "Oh boy, they've taken all our equipment. That's a bad thing."
Yeah, there's a lot of ripped wires we see, plus a bit of a bloodbath, because the place is covered in blood.
So much blood. They're like, we gotta follow the blood. We gotta see where it leads.
The tracker like indicates that there's something weird going on. Like there's extra guerrilla units. This chopper is like more of a military chopper than an escort one.
Yeah, he's like, this doesn't really seem like the CIA escort chopper that the guy was saying that we're after. He drinks from a vine. That was pretty weird.
I love that. I put down guy takes a big old suck on a vine.
He's really good. He's probably my favorite character. I think. He's
awesome.
I think he's meant to be Native American. I don't know if the actor is.
Yeah,
but he's really good.
I liked his ending, and I wish we'd just seen it.
Yeah.
His like death scene happens off screen, which is really sad because he had like the best out of all the goons that died, I felt.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's definitely the coolest character.
Yeah. So he's tracking, he sees something in the trees, and we're like, is it Pred Boy? A Pred Boy in trees? It's not Pred Boy. It's 3 skinned corpses hanging from a tree.
Monkeying around, having a good old time. three.
Oh, come hang with us. The
dress code is no skin. And Mr. Native guy's like, nope, I want to keep my skin. I'm not joining in your party.
Yep, that's definitely a thing. Also, they're like, holy sugar honey iced tea. That's a flayed corpse.
It is. It looks so good.
The
gore in this movie is great. I mean, it's over the top and dumb, but it's really good.
Yeah. Good enough to eat. Num.
Num.
Yeah, no, it's very well done. It's very well done.
Maybe too much like jump scare noises when they reveal the corpses, but
yeah, that was funny.
It's a movie.
I like the music in this film. The music in this film is very good.
Same guy that did Back to the Future.
Yeah. It's very good. No, I remember very distinctly them going through the jungle area.
Yeah.
And there was some, like, jungle music or something, and I was like, yeah, this is good jungle music. Yeah, that was it. That was definitely it.
The Pred Boy sleeps.
He's not sleeping. He's hunting you.
Anyway,
Oh. Well, that does sound like the Predator.
It does. It does sound like a Pred.
That's the most you sound like the Predator all evening.
I just wrote down the quote, kick that bird. As I think there's birds hanging around the corpses and some guy kicks the bird.
Because we find out those are the corpses of soldiers.
Yes.
Ones that Dutch actually knew. And so, obviously, they don't want birds pecking at them. That's a bit rude.
Yeah, no, Dutch is like, I'd recognize that rib cage anywhere. That's my best friend, Charlie.
Or also the dog tags.
No, he recognizes them from the rib cage.
I've seen those ribs before. Delicious, but also... My friend, what's going on here?
I think this is the first part as well. As they're examining the corpses, we see Pred Vision, which is the heat.
Infrared. Yeah, someone's watching them. I liked it, and it was only at the very end when he takes off the helmet, which I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. They only see in the heat vision sort of thing because they are predators. They're like snakes and stuff. So they haven't evolved what we have, the sort of color vision, which we use to identify different things. They evolve just heat vision because all they need to do is murder things.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but it's actually one of their biggest weaknesses, which is cool.
Our strong male cast of male army men, they all mail their way down to a village. They see in the village that they're executing prisoners, and they're like, these are the bad folks. We gotta kill them all.
Yes, this was pretty cool. We see Dutch, ordering them around. They do this like perimeter thing, taking out guards. It's pretty cool.
That's cool. He makes a big entrance by strapping a bomb to a car.
Yeah. He was going to go in and start shooting, but instead has a different idea as he finds a vehicle that's running like a generator. So it's just been left with its wheels spinning to run the generator or whatever. So he unstraps it, chucks a bomb in it, and then sends it towards the village. And explodes in the center of it. And then we get a giant fight scene where everyone's shooting everywhere.
Yeah, it's an absolute slaughter. They're just destroying the people in this village. There's a lot of slow-mo, but the slow-mo in this movie isn't bad slow-mo. I like the slow-mo in this film. It works.
You liked the slow-mo.
Yeah.
Okay. Because usually you're not a big fan of it.
No, I'm not a fan of slow-mo if it's like I'm gonna jump out of a window, and then it's like slow-mo
Yep.
of the person jumping out of a window. In this, it's like some guy got blown up, and he's flying.
Well, it's definite. Well, here's the thing, Sandro. Jumping out of a window is a lot less epic if you just play it in real time, because
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, yeah, that's what you're after? I see. I see.
Yeah. If the stuff is already epic, you're simply enhancing it, you know, like the bullet time in Matrix. If that wasn't in slow-mo, what the heck does that in the movie for? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just a guy doing limbo.
Yeah, it's weird.
No.
It's weird stuff. There's a moment where Arnie throws a machete into a guy and says, "Stick around."
Oh, yeah, he throws the knife. Oh, yeah.
That's good. Oh, yeah. There's also knock, knock.
Yep, that's right. Busts
Yep.
through a door. He seems to be enjoying this slaughter.
I mean, yeah, probably.
People.
He is a trained army soldier, dude. It's kind of what they do. If he didn't, he's in the wrong business.
But he starts questioning everything when he sees a female. And he's like, "Oh, I didn't sign up for this."
I don't think that's how it works, but he definitely sees a female. They find, like, documents and other things.
They find that after they find the female.
Yeah.
And the document is all like, "Oh, we're taking American stuff. We're gonna use it for an attack," and all that.
Yeah. And during this fight scene, I love the, where Billy and I think Poncho are fighting a guard tower and the guy's stuck in. And they have a small conversation and he's like, "Oh, you're bleeding." And he's got, "I ain't got time to bleed." And he's like, "Oh, okay, you got time to duck?"
The best part about that moment is when he's like, "Yeah, I don't got time to bleed," and Poncho's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. It goes, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Dutch confronts Dylan.
Yes, that whole thing. Yeah, he's like, my men aren't expendable, Mr. CIA man. And I'm like, "But you're going to be in a movie called The Expendables very soon, Arnie. So don't count your chickens before you hatch, mister."
Yeah, but we're not in that movie yet, Dylan, you idiot. We have to survive to get to that movie, you dumb.
Yeah.
You silly Billy. My men are not expendable. And then Dylan's like, "Hey, you're an expendable asset, dum.
Yeah. Haha, you're my friend, but you're also an asset.
Yeah, that was a very mean thing to say to a friend.
Was.
Like, damn.
Very rude. Thankfully, he's gonna die. That's okay.
Yeah, you're great. That definitely makes what he said nicer, that he has to die. Yeah. Anyway.
They're like, "Okay, we're gonna pack up. We're gonna go out, and we gotta get home, and we're gonna take the woman that we found as a hostage."
Yeah, well, Dylan wants to take her with them.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, it's your problem."
Yep. Take it back for question and all that stuff. Yeah.
And then as they're leaving, Mac calls Dylan over and is like, hey, turn around. And he holds up a knife and he's like, "Oh, crap. What is going to happen? Is he going to stab him? And then whoosh, he stabs a scorpion on his back.
Yeah.
There was a bit of tension.
And we're like, "Oh, what a moment." That is a good moment. I like that scene a lot.
And he's like, oh, thank you. And he's like, "Anytime." And it's a little creepy.
It is a little bit creepy.
creepy.
And then the Predator comes up afterwards with the heat vision and looks at the Scorpion and is like, these people kill everything that they come across.
Oh man, my poor scorpion friend. This
Yeah.
is my best buddy, Scorpo. Aw, poor thing.
And then Sub-Zero comes out of nowhere.
And he says, and Sub-Zero says this great line. "I was going down on this girl and I said, your pussy is so big. Your pussy is so big." And she said, "Why'd you say it twice?" And I said, "I didn't."
It's echoey in there. That one's kind of funny because it comes after like this giant action scene, and then we just get this terrible joke, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah. It's a classic like flipping of the thing, and then Billy actually laughs at that one.
Yeah.
He goes, you know, he has this big funny laugh. It's good. It's good stuff. But the
Predator's like, "What a terrible joke! I'm gonna kill this guy now."
yeah. Which is very fair. He's also like, "Where did Sub-Zero come from? I don't understand. You're not part of this
He's
franchise."
so cold. He's ruining my heat seeker.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
Giant bit of coldness.
Also, we see the Predator's hands through the vision, which is kind of cool.
Not the best handwork, to be honest. The Pred's hands. You know, he is kind of like a lizard. But I look at the hands and I'm like, that's just a guy in a suit.
Well, here's the thing. We don't see the actual hand here. We see the vision.
Well,
the
yes.
heat vision
The
of
vision
it.
of the hand.
And the heat vision, you just have the outline, which I thought was a very good way of doing that.
Yeah.
Because all we see is the outline, and it's like, oh crap, it has claws and other things. This isn't human. This is the first, like, indication that what we're seeing here isn't human.
Exactly.
You know?
So yeah, the hostage runs away. So Mr. Joke Dude, he runs after her, and then he's like, "What are you doing, hiding out here in the bush? I gotta take you back." The bush, the jungle. I'm quite Australian.
Oh crikey! What are you doing here in the bush?
Oh mate.
Oh crikey, Billabong Wallaby.
And then invisible thing comes out of nowhere and kills him.
Yeah, invisible thing. Yeah. The who knows what it could be. Pops out of, and this girl gets to witness this guy being shreked
Yeah.
by the predator.
Now, here's the thing. Effects in this movie are great. This is the one shot that doesn't hold up, in my opinion, is the invisible
Really?
outline thing.
Oh, right, the effect. Yeah,
This one effect I don't think is great. The rest is great, but this one effect I'm like, eh.
I thought it was fine. They had to do what they could back then, and I think it's fine, because if this was the invisible effect that a opponent had nowadays, it would still be hard to see them in the trees.
Yes.
You know, like, if you're looking at them in the jungle, that, like, weird,
wavy invisibility still, like, just shows what's around it, and is kind of what we can actually do nowadays.
Yeah.
with invisibility,
Yeah.
the technology, because it's just, like, cameras pointing behind you and then imaging that on you.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not true invisibility, it's like predator invisibility. You know?
Yeah.
It'd still be very hard to see them.
Yeah, and for that reason, it does work. And that's why it works, like, later on. I think the invisibility is great later on. So they're doing a full sweep in the jungle to try and find the guy's body. In doing so, the minigun guy almost shreds a hedgehog. Thankfully, does not. He's punished. He's punished for almost killing a hedgehog by getting a sci-fi dart shot into his chest, and then his chest bursts open.
Yeah.
And he dies. That's what you get for trying to shoot hedgehogs.
Yeah. Take that. The Pred's like, oh, you! That's my best friend, Mr. Hedgehog. Leave him alone.
Leave him alone. Boom. And then Mac's like, oh no, he was my best friend or something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill you, Predator. And he just goes absolute ham on the jungle.
They light up this jungle like a Christmas tree. Pew, 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 pew.
There's bullets everywhere. It goes on for like a minute. It's complete mayhem.
Yeah, this is great. They just light up the jungle with bullets.
Yeah.
And it's just like this minute scene of them unloading
ammo into the trees, which is great.
And they do all that for only a little bit of glow stick blood.
Yeah, well, I think it was only Mac got him
with the machine gun just at the start there. Because the Predator runs away as they're doing this. Like, the rest of them come in and start shooting, but it's way too late. If they were versus, like, normal humans, the humans couldn't have run away in time, but because it's a Predator, use some tree jumps, got out of there real quick.
It's a great moment. I love that whole scene.
This is where we first see some glow stick. And they don't find it, but the lady finds it. She finds it. Someone dropped their glow stick.
Yeah, that's what she says.
I got it on my hand. Better wipe it on my pants.
Oh, now I'm going to glow forever.
Yep.
That's how these things work. I've got radiation now.
Yeah. It's either glow stick or radiation. I'm not sure.
Exactly.
But I choose to believe that Predator blood has the exact same chemical compounds as glow stick.
Probably.
Recently cracked glow stick.
I love me a recently cracked glow stick. Num num num. Yeah.
Yeah, munch on that. Yummy. Oldie but a Goodie would like to say now that we do not endorse eating glow sticks. So try at your own risk.
Speak for yourself.
Okay.
You know, some of my best childhood memories were when I was chomping away on... oh, wait, no, that was a glue stick. Never mind.
Yeah, I was about to say... You wouldn't be having adult memories if you were chopping down on a glow stick, I feel. Anyway.
Oh, dear. Yeah, I was licking glue sticks and sniffing glow sticks. That's what I was doing as a kid. I turned out fine. No.
Quote and not quote.
This is satire to anyone listening.
And now Sandra is with me. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So they set up camp. They place a whole bunch of mines and traps and stuff around. Meanwhile, Predator is up in a tree. He uncloaks. We see the whole costume.
Yeah.
And he heals his wounds and uses a staple gun and goes, ah, it hurts.
Yeah. No, that's cool. And they're like, oh man, whoever got shot back there was a complete loser. He's just giving a big old cry. What a baby.
Yeah.
They're like, well, we're being hunted. We're gonna set up traps all around. That way they can't approach.
That kind of goes to plan, because in the middle of the night, one of the things is set off, and I think it's Mac.
Yeah, because Mac has this sort of scene where he's like looking at the stars, and he talks about, you know, how they survived all these things, but now his friend from this thing is dead.
Yeah.
And how he's gonna carve his name onto him, that sort of thing. Very, very cool stuff. And then something runs into the camp, so Mac jumps on him, stabs him, you know. But turns out it wasn't the Predator, it was a giant boar.
It was a razorback.
A razorback.
Yeah.
Because, it was a huge boar. It was this huge razorback.
Oh, also important, they have got the body of Machine Gun Man. And while they are distracted by the boar, the Pred sneaks in and takes the body.
Yeah. Instead of killing them, you know, while they're distracted or doing anything, all he does is take the body. So they figure out they're being hunted by it, because, like, they're like, well, it just took the body. It's almost like it's picking us off one by one, like we're being hunted.
It's almost like we're in some sort of suicide
squad.
So,
dear.
after that, though, Carl Weathers is like, I'm going to call a chopper. And Arnie's like, call a chopper.
Sorry, say that one again.
Go call a chopper, innit?
Oh, call chopper, yeah.
We're going to go down to Chopper and we're going to get to pub when we get back to land.
Yeah. That's exactly what he says.
Hey.
And then he confronts the lady who suddenly speaks English now.
Yep, that comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. Because throughout they've been like, translate this, translate that, and then Dutch just goes over and it's like, tell me one of the things, and she just starts speaking English, and I'm like, oh, okay. She could just speak English the whole time.
My tribe has been talking about these monsters since the beginning of time. It only comes in the hottest of years. We call it the demon who makes trophies of man, the bean who bleeds glow stick glue, the pred who is invisible, but not at all when he's running at you because you can see the outline. We also call him the kid with the braids and the helmet and the heat vision.
Wow. Yeah, you certainly have a lot of names for it. I feel like one would have sufficed. Like, just stick with the demon that makes trophies of men. I think that was the best one.
We have a name for you as well.
Oh my God,
call
I've
you
been here 5 minutes.
Conan, who is barbarian.
That's a different movie franchise. Although it is good to put a reference to it in this movie, as we can do a cross promotion.
The guy before who died, the guy who was saying all the jokes, we call him Shane Black, the director of Predator 2018. It's coming up in the future. I can see the future.
Okay. Anyway, ladies, shut up.
Okay. I will not say a single word for the rest of the movie.
Great.
I'm a completely pointless character. I'm just here for exposition.
They set up a trap, this time instead of tripwires, because it easily saw the tripwires. Dutch goes all Boy Scout, as Dylan says, and sets up, like, with vines and other things, a sort of net trap. Predator falls for it like a dumb idiot.
Does. What a dum-dum.
He gets caught in this trap.
Caught in the trap, and he's like, oi!
Yeah, he does make a weird sound.
He does. Oh.
It sounds like a Yoda death, you know?
Yeah.
And then they light him up, and I believe they shoot his suit or something, and it wigs out a little bit.
Yeah, it's a bunch of things that, kind of cause the suit to malfunction, because there's that, there's also when he, like, goes into the water, I think that's kind of the final The final
yeah.
hurrah.
Well,
for
that's
the suit.
later on, isn't
Yeah,
it?
which is a bit later on. But yeah, they've shorted out his suit a little bit at this point.
Because he gets all sparky,
Yeah.
and we see a little bit of that Predator armor.
Arnie's like, take the men and get to the chopper.
Ooh, oh my lord! Sandro, you should try and switch your careers to a butcher, because that line is now a fine meat after what you did to it.
It is. Gladly.
And Mac runs after the Predator, and Dylan's like, I'll go after him. I'll help him out.
Yeah, they're both going off into the jungle.
Because as everyone knows, splitting up is the best thing to do in a movie where people are being picked off.
So good, so good. They're hiding out in the jungle. They're sweating hard. They're sweating and shaving. There's so much sweating and shaving in this scene.
I love the sweat. Like, it's a hot jungle. Because they say, this is a hot year,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That sort of thing. So they've set it up beforehand, all this sweat before. Obviously, because they're like reptiles, the predators, so they need the hot weather, something like that.
Yeah.
And then they spot him in the trees.
Yes. But he spots them as well and puts the laser pointer on, the iconic triangle laser.
And then Mac's head goes a bye-bye.
Big explosion, and Carl Weathers is like, you shot my friend, that's rude. And the Predator's like, yeah, I'm gonna shoot you too, but not in the head. I'm gonna shoot your arm off. And the arm falls off and keeps shooting. Great scene.
And it's a shame he doesn't get like a shot off or something before he gets you know.
No. Oh, well, his arm falls off and that keeps shooting, but then he just gets stabbed immediately.
No. He gets shots off, but I mean he didn't get a shot on the Predator.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so they're dead.
Meanwhile, Arnie and friends are crossing a tree bridge, but what's his name? Billy?
Billy, yeah.
He's like, oh, the bad guy's coming. I feel it. So he takes his shirt off.
He strips down to his shorts, gets a knife out, does like a cut across his chest.
Yep. And goes, "Arr!"
Yeah, he goes like full Rambo on this thing, like. And I really wish we had seen, like, just, like, the Predator's, like, invisible form come up, and then, like, the knife blades come out of his wrist or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Where we know that they're going to have a fight here, but we don't get to see it, that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead, we just hear him scream later on.
Yeah. Yeah, they get attacked at all sides. Arnie gets shot in the chest and he falls down and says, go, get to the chopper.
I love Arnold running away, falls off a cliff, goes, oh shit!
Yes.
And then falls off a cliff. That was great.
He falls off a cliff into a lake and then falls off the lake into a waterfall. And then into the waterfall, he lands into another lake. And Predator's behind him as well. We get a cool moment where he, like, crawls himself up onto the shores. And then there's, like, a Jaws moment as the Predator's, like, under the water, kind of coming towards him.
Yeah, because it was like, he splashes in water, he crawls up onto the shore, and then a minute later he hears a splash as something lands in the water, and it's like, oh, no. And then, yeah, as you said, Jaws moment as this creature emerges from the water.
But he's covered in mud, and the mud is hiding his life signs.
Yeah, Dutch. Yeah, Dutch is covered in mud.
Oh, and also the Predator's equipment isn't really working.
Yeah, we fully see the Predator now as his, like, camo fully goes off, and we actually get to see the whole, like, suit and everything. The shoulder-mounted gun.
Oh.
The, like, trophies that the Predator has hanging.
Oh, yeah, we didn't mention the moment where the Predator pulls the spine and skull out of the guy's
Oh, yeah.
body. So good.
He pulls the spine out of someone,
Yeah.
which I feel like was very clean for a spine rip, you know? Very difficult to do, so he was very talented,
Yes.
I must say, at spine ripping.
So they both spend a good evening getting ready for battle. Arnie's setting up all these makeshift traps out of spears and logs and stuff until they're ready to fight in the evening. Arnie, he lets the Predator know when he's ready because he goes, "Ah!" when he's all ready to fight.
Yeah, I like him setting up, because of course he puts a new layer of mud on, because we know now that the Predator, because of his heat vision, he can't see people when they're covered in mud. Big weakness.
There's so many cool, like, sparks in this scene because it's quite a smoky evening and the Predator's, like, letting off all his, like, sci-fi stuff. and it's causing nice sparks in the air. It looks really good. It's very well done.
Yeah, because so Arnold makes a bow and then shoots like bomb arrows at the Predator, and the Predator... It's a reversal of roles, where Arnold hides in the trees, the Predator climbs over, lands on the same tree as Arnold, climbs past him. Very tense scene, because Arnold's like, oh shit, he's on my tree. He swings over to another tree. Predator nearly catches him doing that. But then the Predator, like a dum-dum, just sort of walks up to the fire and is like, ooh, what's this? And then Arnold shoots him with a explosive arrow from the trees. So it's like a reversal of roles, almost. The hunter has become the hunted.
Exactly.
And the Predator freaks out just like they did, which I found very, amusing. He, just lets loose on the trees, just like they did. So the roles have fully reversed there.
It's kind of like a cat and mouse game for a while. It's really cool. I like it.
But falls into a lake. Washes off all of his mud.
Uh-oh. And the Predator's like, it's you. It's time to fight. But I see that you don't have any weapons on you. Well, I see you as an equal opponent. You're equally as strong as me, Mr. Schwarzenegger, but you don't have any weapons. So I'm going to do the nice thing, and I'm going to take all my weapons off.
Yeah.
Which is good.
And this is a bit... Obviously, we don't know any of this yet, because the Predator franchise hasn't really taken off at this point. But yeah, later on it's explained, a very honourable sort of thing. And so seeing him, without any armour, without any weapons, that sort of thing, the Predator's like, alright, I'm going to do the same. Therefore, when I murder you, it's going to be on equal terms.
Yeah, well, he's still a lot stronger. It's not as equal as you would think, but,
And, it's definitely more equal than, if he had kept his armor on and his knife, he would have just stabbed him and won,
Exactly. He takes his helmet off, and of course we get the classic line.
You're one ugly motherfucker.
And the Predator's like, oi, it's a bit rude, isn't it? What are you talking about?
You're one ugly motherfucker. Fuck you. It's not a tumor.
They have a big old fist fight.
He hits him with a log and says, "Oh, that was a bad idea."
Yeah. The Predator's clearly quite stronger, so Arnie's like, "All right, I need you to set off one of my traps."
This is where the real bamboozling happens.
I liked, when Arnie's like, "Come on, do it, kill me."
Doesn't he talk like a British man? I have heard.
No, I don't know what you're referencing there. That sounds like a weird thing that you came up with.
Come on then, do it. Come on, kill me. I'm right here.
Come on, governor, come kill me, innit?
Come on, give us a wee stabberino. Come on, just bring it here. But then the Predator's like, aha! But I can see you're leading me into a trap, as he finds the trap this time. The Predator, not so dumb.
Not a dummy.
And so he comes round the side to stab Arnold.
But Arnie's like, I'm going to set it off by myself. So he sets off the trap, and then the piece of wood falls on Pred's head.
Crushed by a log.
I'm close to death, Mr. Arnie. I don't feel so good. I don't feel so good, innit?
What the hell are you?
And Arnie's going to cave his head in. He's got a rock. He's going to smash it into the head, but then he notices that the Predator is a lot more humanoid than you would expect. I don't like when the Predator does his evil laugh.
Oh, that was the best! No. This is the best. This is the goddamn best. So he opens a switch on his arm, like a compartment. And it shows that underneath the camo stuff, there's another set of buttons. And he does these certain code. And then we see these alien numbers start ticking down. And the Predator does the laugh that Billy did, but even more exaggerated.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's amazing. Incredible.
See, I don't like it. I don't like that moment. I think it's really stupid. And the laugh just sounds like the start of Thriller. I'm just expecting Thriller to start playing. It's the same laugh. It's like,
yeah, but that's a good laugh.
Because it's deeper and stuff. I don't know. I don't like that laugh.
It's a good laugh. I love this scene. I was like, holy crap.
But then Dutch is like, oh, that's probably something that I should run away from. So he does. He runs away.
And just in time. because then a giant explosion goes off.
Massive sci-fi boom! And Pred's dead.
The chopper in the distance goes, whoa, hey, that's a big-ass explosion.
Yeah, let's go towards it. Let's see what that was.
Yeah, let's go investigate what that was.
And so Arnie gets picked up by the helicopter. He flies off, probably to be investigated and interrogated by the CIA for the rest of his life, because we never see him again.
Yeah. Another happy landing.
Oh, and the movie also ends on the cast looking and smiling into the camera as their names are on screen.
Oh, yeah, I like the credits.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wrote down, damn good movie and some fine-ass credits.
Yeah, that is the movie. That is the Predator film. That's the story of Predator. A good film. Look, obviously it's a goodie, but, yeah. This is as good as Raising Arizona, which of course we did give the award that is better than a goodie, which is the Good Porridge Award. And I think Predator's got to have the Good Porridge Award. Surely.
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah. I think Predator Blood would make great porridge. So this definitely gets the Good Porridge Award.
A big old... The bowl of porridge is so good and so big that it echoes when you talk into it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good film, and it lives up to its reputation as this iconic film. And it is good. It is good. Maybe not the best film of all time, but oh my god, it's such a good film.
It's just like the first Alien, which is a
Yeah.
very pulpy, very trashy horror film set on a spaceship.
Trashy.
It is. It's silly. I love it. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. But,
Yeah.
it's quite silly. This film's also very silly, but also very good. Pick one thing to add, pick one thing to remove. What?
Definitely add more pussy jokes. I think we were missing a last one for him as he died. I feel like his last lines should have been, "What a big old pussy," or something like that.
Right?
Definitely what the movie needed. I would have removed the lady suddenly speaking English,
Yeah.
because that made no sense.
Just have subtitles.
Or just have the guy translating.
Yeah.
They just couldn't be bothered at this point, so they just made her speak English, which was very dumb.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, cool. I am going to remove the laugh, because I don't like it. If you like it, it's fine. I'm removing it from my version, though.
Honestly, that was so good. I was like, oh, shit. Because it's just like he sets up this bomb, and then he's like, oh, no. And then the alien just laughs at him.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. But the one thing I'm going to add is, I don't know, maybe a female mercenary. Just add a single badass female to this movie. Come on, it's the least you could do. It's the absolute least you could do. It's the minimum. Just have someone like Vasquez from Aliens come in. She's got a weird side haircut and massive gun. Just do something like that. It'd be great. That's the only thing I'm going to add. Aside from that, I think the movie is
there's
great.
Definitely no female representation at all.
That's what we're adding and removing. But before we get into checklists and everything, though, oh boy, did they add and remove stuff from this franchise.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
There's so many sequels. This is sequels and things. We'll go through the
sequels to Predator?
Yeah.
I have never heard of such things.
Well,
please, do tell me about these sequels.
Predator 2 came out in 1990, set in the city. It's like a RoboCop thing, except it's a murder mystery. Predators going around killing people. Danny Glover's in it. I don't like it. I don't like the movie. I don't think it's very good. But some people do. It's got some good ideas, though, like the Council of Predators in that film. Have you seen Predator 2? Everyone's kind of split on it.
I have not seen Predator 2.
2004, there was Alien vs. Predator, and then a sequel in 2007, and they will be done on Patreon at some point.
Alien vs. Predator was good. I haven't seen 2, but I've heard Alien vs. Predator 2 was hot trash.
Oh, yeah. Complete garbage. Complete. I don't love the first one from what I've seen of it, because it's all set in a pyramid and it's really dark.
It's surprisingly good. Surprisingly good. It's a poor choice of thing, but that's the whole, alien thing, is the corridors and stuff. So it was how are we going to get aliens aspect of crawling around in the dark on a planet? Well, an ancient tomb. Boom.
Yeah, that's true.
Pyramids.
In 2010, there was Predators, which is the third film, and it's very good. It's probably as good as the first film that we just talked about, actually.
Wow.
I love the third film. I think it's incredible. It's really good. The twist is solid. Then in 2018 was The Predator, which everyone hates, but I think I liked it when I saw it.
Really?
I don't know.
Oh, I've seen trailers for that. Yeah, that looks like it looks like a different genre of movie.
Oh,
it's
is.
like almost comedy, like dumb.
And they're actually filming a new one right now. They started filming a fifth Predator film just a few weeks ago, actually. It's called Skulls. And do you want to know the synopsis?
Oh, I absolutely do. Please do tell me.
The synopsis is, a young Native American woman named Key, who lived hundreds of years ago, proves herself as a warrior when she encounters an intergalactic hunter called the Predator. So, yes, everything I wanted, it's in the past.
Yep.
It's like old, it's like spears and stuff. It's primal. That's always what I've wanted from a Predator movie, is like the old, like back then, like ages ago.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
That's the thing, right? Because the Predator can see all the tripwires and other things with its technology, but it can't see, like, just the vine ropes and other things that he sets up.
Exactly.
Only by carefully examining the things without his visor, the Predator's visor, was he able to even see some of the traps. So that's sort of their weakness.
Yeah.
Almost.
That's what and like, this is the sort of stuff I want. I think I said it when we did Terminator. I want like a Terminator movie set in the West or something, you know what I mean? Like, just take these like action staples but put them in the past. I think, it'd be really cool.
Oh my god, yeah, that would be so good. Terminator in the Old West, because it's like, we've traced Sarah Connor's ancestry to the Old West. And they sent the Terminator back then.
I would love that film.
That'd be amazing.
The checklist then. We talked about the sequels. Now it's time to talk about checklists. This is a list of tropes from films we've noticed from movies from this year. How tropey is this film? Number 1 trope is the film Bad Porridge. It 100% is Bad Porridge. Murderous aliens, would make bad porridge.
It would probably make bad porridge. Although, we don't know how porridgey that glowy blood was. Maybe it's some glowy porridge. So I might be a little on the fence, but I'll definitely go with bad porridge for now. Till we get some canon, exposition on how porridgey their blood is, we'll never know.
Were there dumb characters? Technically, yes. But they weren't as dumb as your regular dumb character.
Yeah, but like, splitting off from the group when they're being picked off.
Pretty dumb.
Specifically Mac and Dylan, I'd say when they ran off, that was very dumb. So I'll give dumb characters because because Mac is blinded by his rage, so he's quite dumb. But yeah.
So 2 for 2 so far. Bad guy from foreign country. Yeah, it's from space, boy.
Space, that's the most foreign you can get.
Do all the good guys live? No, they do not. Actually, you could say that none of them are good because they all went into a village and killed everyone.
Yeah, nope, he threw a knife at a guy and said, stick around. That's pretty bad.
It's probably a bad bloke, actually.
I'm going to say no on that one.
Good guy sacrifices themselves. Everyone's incredibly selfish in this movie.
Billy kind of sacrificed himself, but it was pointless, though.
Was there a generator or power outage? No. I mean, you could say that the Predator suit shorted out.
Oh, the Predator's suit. Yeah. No. I'd definitely say yes. That power outage, that shorted it out. That was a very key moment.
Female lead falls in love with male lead. No loves in this movie. But it does get the next trope, which is female character is in distress / has to be saved, because that's her whole point. Were there dead animals? No, there weren't, but they did kick a bird at one point.
Well, no, the boar, remember?
Oh, yeah.
The boar got. We saw a big whiteout shot of it just dead on the ground. So, dead animal.
Is this a rip-off of other famous movies? Oh boy, is it. It's a rip-off of war movies. It's a rip-off of alien movies. Big old rip-off.
Big old rip-off of everything. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Does a vehicle break down? Yeah, helicopter crash and tree.
Yeah, that's broken down.
It definitely gets the slow motion award.
Yep.
It definitely does not have a title, have a song with a title of the movie in it, but that would be pretty funny if it did.
That would be pretty great.
Noticeable green screen.
No. Unless you'd say the Predator's effect.
Being knocked on the head and falling unconscious. I'm sure Predator blacked out when he was knocked on the head by a log. So I'll count that.
No. Very specifically, it did literally nothing to the Predator.
Oh, it 100% gets unfunny joke where the joke is that it's unfunny.
Yes! Yeah. Yeah. See, it's that trope, Sandra. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
The font does the thing that it describes in the title. I don't know how the Predator font would be a Predator.
Oh, you would have the font just like the credit for Arnold, like as Dutch, and then you would see the Predator one like creep on underneath it, and then the P opens up to see some like teeth, and then it eats the other font.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how you would have the Predator. Don't worry, I'm an 80s font expert.
That would be how they would do it. That's true. There's no narration, there's no noticeable dubbing, and there's no ending on a freeze frame, so it doesn't get those ones.
Well, the credits were pretty... they weren't freeze frames, though.
No. They were very 80s, but they weren't really freeze frame, yeah. And then, obviously, it does get the only for sci-fi, which we added today, opening shot is in space. Okay, I have got an idea for a trope. Another trope that's only for action movies is it's all blokes all the time.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair, because, yeah, definitely, high testosterone film.
It is. It really is.
And now, of course, it is time for the best segment. It is time for reviews.
Okay.
This is the part of the show where I go to Rotten Tomatoes, grab the audience score, because, as we discussed earlier, the critics can just be wrong sometimes.
They can be.
And then retroactively go back and change their scores because they're bad at reviewing things.
They do that.
Are you ready, Sandro? 0.5 to 5. Those are the scores you can guess. I'm going to tell you the review. You got to guess them.
All right.
Anthony says, this is probably the most manliest, most testosterone-heavy movie of all time. Combined with great suspense.
Oh, that's it. All right.
That's the review. Yep.
I'm going to say maybe 3.5. That doesn't sound too positive.
It's 5 out of 5 of all time.
All right.
All right, maybe you'll agree with Andrew, who says it's exactly what you'll think it be. 80s action movie with a bunch of over-the-top things happen. Or happening.
4 out of 5.
1 out of 5.
Okay. Not a fan of 80s movies then.
It's exactly what you would expect it to be, yep. But Sandro, I know you'll get what Nick says. Nick says, flex emoji, flex emoji, flex emoji, flex emoji, flex emoji.
It's pretty accurate, actually. It's pretty accurate.
I didn't know that could be copied into Notepad, but it can be.
5 out of 5.
It's 4 out of 5.
Right.
So close. So close. Steven says, guaranteed 2 months supply of testosterone, including at every viewing. Mercs sent to kill ... something. Doesn't go too well.
I'm going to say that is a solid 3?
It is!
Nice.
Well done! There we go. You got one.
There we go.
You might be able to get this one as well, because Ryan says 3.5 out of 5. The action elements are awesome, but the characters aren't engaging. There's a couple of boring parts. I hate the heat sensing vision.
Oh.
The Predator itself is incredible, though.
Oh, what a mixed review.
Yeah, what a mixed bag.
I wonder what it could be 3.5 out of 5.
It is 3.5 out of 5. Of course it is. But why does he hate the heat sense vision? I thought that was cool.
I like it.
But he likes the Predator itself. I also liked the Predator's design. You had some qualms with it.
No, I didn't.
It is a bit Doctor Who of a...
Oh, no, just the hands. Just the hands.
Just the hands? You just don't like the hands?
Well, because there's the moment where he's doing, like, surgery on himself, and it's pretty obvious that the actor can't really hold on to anything with those big rubber hands.
Oh, right. Yeah,
That's the only thing I was like, eh.
Because that's probably the only bit.
Yeah.
Jorma says, still entertaining.
4.
5 out of 5.
Okay.
Ken, with my second favorite review, says 50% horror, plus 50% action, plus 50% sci-fi, equals 150% badass.
That's got to be 5 out of 5.
It's 4.5 out of 5.
These reviews, worse than usual.
It turns out when you get a really popular review, you get the cream of the crop.
Oh, man.
Of reviews. And finally, my favorite review.
Oh, no.
From Random White Run, says bodybuilder helps Jesse Ventura deforest trees with bullets.
I don't even 3.5.
Oh, you're so close. It's 4 out of 5. Oh.
Wow.
I couldn't have summed it up better myself.
Oh, we're ending the episode there. We can't go anywhere from there. Oh boy, what a review. Well, that's the episode of Predator. Thanks for joining us. If this was your first episode, we are not usually like this. Just joking, we are. Comedy podcast. We do comedy.
Yeah.
If you like the show, number one way to help us out is to tell a friend. That always helps get new ears onto the show. You can also, as mentioned up top, join our Patreon for upwards of 2 bonus episodes a month. The bonus episode coming out later on this week is of Cyclone, about a woman who must keep the ultimate motorcycle from falling into the wrong hands.
And we'll probably do more Predator stuff, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. I think those would be great bonus episodes to do. Alien vs. Predator.
All that on Patreon. And coming up as well, the Untouchables next month, and also Police Academy 5 at some point, because people want to hear it, apparently. So all links in the description to everything that we do. Zach, you're picking next week's episode.
All right. Tell me what we're watching. It's not going to be as good as Predator, surely.
Well, we'll find out. Because your first option is called Roxanne.
Well, I know that one's not as good as Predator.
Steve Martin's friend asks him to write letters to this woman. And Steve Martin then falls for the woman.
Great.
There's a movie called With Nail and I. It's a dark British comedy about a couple of actors who can't find work. And they're like, oh, my life's sad as an actor.
Oof.
Yeah.
Sounds too real.
Too real. How about White of the Eye? It's a British thriller. It's about a wife who's trying to prove that her husband isn't a serial killer. She's like, cops, my husband's not a killer.
Oh, okay.
Look at the whites of his eyes. Are they the whites of the eyes of a killer? No, they're not.
I'm falling asleep here. Please tell me there's more options.
You got a movie called Summer Night with Greek profile, almond eyes, and a scent of basil.
Is that the next meal we're gonna have, or is that a movie?
No, it's a movie about an Italian aristocrat who holds a terrorist hostage in her home.
Was that the full title?
Yeah.
No, you made that up. There's no way
That's
there's
the full
a movie
title.
called... What was it? Read it out again.
Summer Night with Greek profile, almond eyes, and scent of basil.
That is such a long What?
It's an Italian movie.
Yeah, but even so, that's a meal on a menu. That's a long menu meal.
It looks okay. It looks like a pretty fun Italian, like, comedy sort of thing. And then your final option is The Brave Little Toaster, which is an animated musical about 5 sentient household items that go on a very wholesome and not dark at all adventure.
Now, Sandro, have you seen The Brave Little Toaster?
I have not.
Okay, well then we have to see The Brave Little Toaster. Absolutely. Because that one's very famous for its normal, average, nothing happens movie. We're doing that one. We're doing The Brave Little Toaster. It's one of my favorites. Yeah.
Well, next week then. All right.
Yeah.
We haven't done an animated film since Lion King. We'll do that next week. We'll wrap it up though. Wrap up this week's episode with the best quote from Predator.
Well, here's the thing. There's too many good ones.
There are.
Come on, then. Do it. Come on, kill me then. I'm here. Come on, do it now.
Well, that is a pretty good quote. I think my favorite quote has got to be when one of the guys is like, "You, sir, you're afraid of no man." And I think it's Carl Weathers maybe who's like, "Hey, there's something out there waiting for us, isn't it, no man? We're going to die."
Yep.
It's a good quote.
Classic quote.
Got to get to Chopper.
It's the Yogi Bear. It's me, the Predator.
Oh, that's no.
Oh no.
Nah, we did it again.
No.
We're packing up. Bye.